Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. It's been a while since I put one out, or proper video out anyway. I did the giveaway. I've just been crazy busy. I kind of knew that though. I was trying to be upfront. What can I say about today? Loads is coming, absolutely loads. So today I spent about 16 grand and I've got another 6k lined up tomorrow. I'll get into the video. I'll show you what's what. So it was a few orders. I'll show you an order I bought a few days ago. I'll go through today's orders. So a couple of shields came in. This one has been sold. There's a reason that some of them have been sold prior to the video. I was just in a bit of a hole, to be honest. I won a load of stock at auction. This is a nice coin here. I just priced two shields I got in. I priced them at 400. Gentleman I deal with, he took this one. He said to me, I'll have the nice one. I was like, the nicer one's got higher mintage. The one with the not so good hairline's got lower mintage. So it's up to you. You can take either. That's no bother on my end. Nice shield. I just put 400 on it. I end up paying £20 over for these coins. I can't seem to source shields these days. It's very few that come in. People want silly money for them, even trade. This was the other shield. Both Sydney mint marks. Don't think it looks all that bad. Hairline's more worn than I like, but it's from 1879, you know. What's that, 140 years? 140 odd years? No wonder it looks like that. And even then, it still commands a premium. I'm still having to pay a fair premium to get them in. I wouldn't pay more than 20 over. I'm happy to kind of let these coins go. I don't think I can command much more than 400 for this. And that's fair enough. Like, had the hairline be there, I would have been asking a lot more. I had a shield come in recently and a gentleman was just like, I want a shield. What do you have? I was like, well, this has just come in, but it's not going to be cheap. I think it went for 450 and I think it was worth every single penny that I sold it for. Really nice coin, great luster, great hairline. But I just don't see that many these days, and I'm not prepared to pay. Oh, let's be realistic. The silly dealer prices. Some dealers have got them up for 450 just for box standard awful. Well, not awful. They are what they are in terms of coins. They're going to be worn. They were used as currency, but I'm not prepared to pay 450 for something that realistically the real market price is around 400. There's just no spread to be made. And as you guys are well aware, I am a business. You know, if I'm buying it for my collection and it's a rare year, or I just like the look of it, you know, maybe I would. But you don't really get that choice when you're buying from dealers and they're charging 450. It tends to be, pot luck. I got 3 of these 2017s in. These go for a bit extra, not much. I tend to slap an extra £10 on these. Seen a few of these recently. I think I've had about 30 in the last 6 months, so maybe they're finally coming out from the woodwork. These are a bit of a gimme. I never used to charge extra for these. The market seems to support it at the moment, and I think it will support it going forward. Like, why wouldn't it? It's the only sovereign with a privy mark, which I think is a bit strange on the bullion, but you got to take the wins when they're there. So I got 3 of these. I do like the 2017s. I said at the time, and I said it this year as well, and I didn't do it this year either. I haven't done it yet. I was like, yeah, if I can afford to buy a tube, I'll buy a tube and I'll put them away. I didn't do it. This year I really want to do it, but it all depends on the finances. So that just is what it is. I'm not going to show you the third one. They're all the same coin. End up getting 3 ounces in. So these have already been sold. And the reason they've been sold, I'm not sure if the gentleman approached me and said, I'm always in the market for ounces. The gentleman runs a business. And I just said to him, I've got potentially some ounces coming in. If they do come in, I'm going to need you to settle up on the day. Like, sometimes I can wait, sometimes I can't. On this occasion, I was looking at this morning, I'm like, I think I'm in trouble here. You know, I'm at 6k here and 6k there, and I just dropped 10k. And these are kind of mind-boggling numbers, and they really are. I'm not saying that to be flippant. That's just the line of work I'm in. I wish I was making like 20% on that. It just isn't the case. Like, so for example, these coins here, I made 3% a coin, which I'm not complaining. It was an easy kind of middleman job for 3% on 3 ounces. You know, you're not doing bad at that. So 3% of what, 4.5k? What are we talking? 100 and want to take out costs, postage costs, etc. £120 maybe. You can't complain. That's a day's work, and that's kind of what I call a free day, because it allows me to spend time on other things. I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to hit what I need for the day to pay the bills, etc. So nothing special about these. I think they're all 2014s. I don't always do it that way. It was just where I felt I was in a bind. It seemed like the most sensible option. For 2% over plus post, I don't think you can go wrong. I don't know any other dealer that's selling for that. It may come up on the groups. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen on occasions. There's occasions where you can pick, if the market conditions are right, you can pick these up for spot. Rare on Brits, but you can on the other 1 ounces. And I've been through the whole CGT argument before. I think it's a load of twaddle, really, but it all depends on your own status in terms of your wealth. And then, yeah, Mr. 10 Sovereign guy turned up again. So that was a nice surprise. I was explicitly told a few shipments back there'd be no more 1907S coins, no Sydney 1907s, and then I've had like another 30. So I put out, I feel a bit bad about it, to be honest. I put out a message saying I'm not getting any more of these in, get them whilst they're there, because I don't know what they're going to be. I was under the impression that I was going to get coins from the 70s from now on out, because that's also what he had. So I have no idea how many coins he has at 1907S. I have no idea how he got them. I can only surmise that he bought a batch and it was just allocated and he ended up picking it up, and they've just allocated 50 coins per batch, because this guy's got hundreds. He's got hundreds and hundreds of sovereigns. He sells 10 a month. He's treating it like a bit of a pension pot, and who can blame him, really? So these were bought a long time ago, and some of these are worthy of being graded. I tend to put £15 over on these, and they sell really easily. I've sold them to a dealer for that price. He was more than happy with the stock. He was going to grade them. I think he ended up selling them to another dealer. But for me, I could get them graded. I might grade a couple. I'm not really a fan of grading sovereigns like this. I don't think there's much more value to be had, even though I'm getting them in at spot. So make of that what you will. I think grading's great, but it's got to be the right coin. It's got to have the right set of circumstances, and it's not always the case. I'll go through the next order I got in a second. I've got one more coin to show you. So I paid over for this. I think I shouldn't have done. The prices on these have come down a bit. The condition, you know, it's okay. This will probably go in my reserve. I'm trying to build my reserves. I want to add 100 sovs. I think I'm on about 9 or 10. I sent 9 or 10 really nice examples to be graded. That's going to form my reserve. I'd love to get it to 100 before the next tax year, but it all depends on how well I do and if my job's going okay or not. So to put that into perspective, I'm paying out, what, £2,000 a month to break even before I could invest any more into the business. Now, you might be saying, oh, that's a lot of money, but you need to realise, or those of you who don't follow my channel need to realise, I run a leverage model. So I've got the liquidity when it's there, and each month I own more of my stock, so to speak, on my stack. It's kind of interchangeable, really. So that's going to go for me. This one, I'm undecided. I'll probably move that. I had a bundle come in from a gentleman. He just messaged me one day, said, you're right, buddy, I want to sell some stuff. What are you paying? I said, well, I pay spot, but ultimately I make a spread. So if it's something I feel I can get more out of, I'll pay you more for it. I paid £2 over a gram for these. I'm more than happy to pay £2 over, because I put £2 or £3 on top of it, you know, and they sell. That's not a problem. So these unfortunately have been tested, so they've been taken out, tested. There's going to be little red marks, you'll see one there. These have also been sold in principle. Little test mark there, and there is one on the third one as well. I think it's very amateurish to kind of test these, and I'll tell you why. All you have to do is do that. It's not difficult. If it's going to be faked, it's going to be faked one of two ways. There's no way they're going to put tungsten into this. It's too slim. And if it's copper, brass, you know, it's going to be really chunky. So I do think if you're testing that way, you just don't know your products, you don't know your coins or your bars, and it just, to me, it reeks unprofessionalism. I think it's lazy, but you know, each to their own. You know, I'm surrounded by these types of things on pretty much a week by week basis. You get to know your onions. I paid over for this, so I ended up paying a gentleman £10 over on this. He was pretty shocked, so I think he was expecting spot. I just said, look, I just want to make a spread. I know I can sell it. If I pay 10 over, I know I can make what I want to make on it. So I think I listed it for 5.10. It would have been better had it been in OMP. This is an older style bar. It does weigh in right, the characteristics are right, etc. It doesn't have a number. And that's okay. That is something that is right. So that's not a problem. This one, again, half sovereign, nice coin. A lot of his stuff came from Atkinson's, as you can tell. Usually I take the packaging off. Atkinson's did me a real solid recently, so I'm giving them a free plug. Go you, Atkinson's, good job. Good job, guys. They didn't let me down. Something happened and they literally sorted it. It wasn't a problem on my end. And then I asked for something, if they could help me, and it came in stock, and they just pinged me a line straight away. So I ended up getting a coin from them for a very fair price, actually. I've got a couple of ducats, or ducats as I used to call them. I prefer ducats. I've also got one last thing. This is the thing that came from Atkinson's. So, and then I'll wrap the video up. It's a bit longer than I planned. So this is a 2016 proof sovereign. I sold this to a gentleman in Australia, and he put it under a loop, and he was like, I'm not too happy with that. But I think, to be honest, I had no problem when he said, oh, can you take it back? I'm not too happy with it. I just said, yeah, sure, because I'll just send it for grading. With the price point I got on it, I don't need to hit 70s due to how my business runs. That's not a problem. I think it's a nice coin. He was concerned about a few things. I slapped up for 800 on the groups. I was kind of shocked it didn't sell on the groups for 800, considering I was looking at other dealers and they were pricing it 850 and up. Another gentleman was like, well, the last two have sold on eBay for, I think it was 740 and 760, and he put some pictures up. Don't ever do that. That's a big faux pas, by the way. The market decides the price. I was going to make an argument, and I just thought, you know what, I can't be bothered with it. I'm not in this game to argue with people. These are the type of coins where just because something's sold cheap, you know, it doesn't mean that's what the value is. You can have a bad day at auction, or someone can have an equally good day. It works on both ends of it. But I was just like, I'll hold my guns. I'll just send it off for grading. If it hits a 69, happy days. If it hits a 68, again, I've got no kind of, I've got no downside to that. So it didn't really bother me to kind of pull it from sale. I hope you've enjoyed the coins. There will be more videos. I've got some fantastic sets to show you, but I didn't really have the desk space, so I'll have to take it to the other room. I've got some auction bits. I won 6k worth of stock at auction. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.